Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all something. It is 2025, not 1995, not 2005, not even 2020. We are living in a world right now where information moves faster than your cousin trying to borrow money. Yeah, I said it. But here's the thing, thinking rich ain't just about money. Nah, it's about your mindset. If you don't learn nothing else today, remember this. You can't grow rich with a broke mindset. Let me tell you something that might just change the way you look at your life from this moment on. You got to believe in yourself first. Before the money shows up, before the recognition, before the results, before anybody even claps for you, you have to clap for yourself. And I'm not talking about fake confidence or empty motivation. I'm talking about deep, unshakable, soul-rooted belief that you were created for something greater. You see, in life, people will doubt you. That's just how it is. Sometimes even the folks closest to you, your friends, your family, they won't see the vision you've been given. And that's okay, because the vision wasn't meant for them. It was meant for you. God didn't give your dreams to everybody else. He gave them to you. So when nobody else gets it, you still gotta get up, still gotta show up, and still gotta believe like your life depends on it, 'cause honestly, it does. You can't grow rich in any way, financially, emotionally, spiritually, if you don't first believe that you're worthy of it. See, people don't get what they want in life. They get what they believe they deserve. If deep down you believe you're average, then you're gonna live an average life. If you believe you ain't smart enough, talented enough, or lucky enough, then you'll never take the steps toward becoming what you could be. But the moment you start believing, the game changes. The moment you stop letting doubt and fear run your mind, and instead start speaking life into yourself, that's when momentum shows up. That's when doors start opening. That's when people start noticing, hey, something's different about them. But it didn't happen because you got lucky. It happened because you believed first. Belief ain't easy. It's not something that just magically appears one morning. It's something you gotta build, brick by brick. You build it when you choose discipline over comfort. You build it when you wake up early to chase your goals, even when nobody's watching. You build it every time you look in the mirror and say, I got this. Even when everything around you says otherwise. And let's be real, you ain't always gonna feel confident. There are gonna be days when you feel like a fraud, when you doubt yourself so hard it hurts. But on those days, you gotta remind yourself who you are and who you're becoming. You gotta talk to yourself louder than the doubt in your head, because confidence ain't about always feeling like a winner. It's about showing up even when you don't. Let me tell you what belief looks like in action. It's writing that business plan even though you've failed 3 times before. It's recording that video even when you're scared nobody's gonna watch it. It's applying for that opportunity even when you're not sure you're qualified. Belief makes you move. It's not just a feeling, it's a decision, a mindset, a habit. In 2025, with all the noise, all the distractions, all the highlight reels on social media making you feel behind, the strongest thing you can do is believe in your own journey. You are not too late. You are not too old. You are not underqualified. You are exactly where you need to be to start becoming who you were always meant to be. So don't wait for someone to approve you. Approve yourself. Don't wait for the world to recognize your value. Recognize it first. Think rich, talk rich, move like somebody who's already got it, and watch how life starts responding to that energy. Belief is the first seed of greatness. Plant it today, water it every single day, and soon you'll be living the life you once only dreamed about. And that, my friend, is how you begin to think and grow rich. If you can't see where you're going, you're already lost. That's just real talk. In 2025, the world is moving faster than ever AI is here. Technology is changing the game and everybody's chasing something. But the ones who actually catch something, the ones who win, they're the ones who have a clear vision. Not just a wish, not just a vibe, I'm talking a crystal clear, focused, detailed vision of what they want their life to look like. You can't grow rich in wealth, in mindset, in purpose if you're just drifting. Drifters don't build empires. Wandering aimlessly hoping something happens is not a plan. It's a delay. You gotta know what you want and, more importantly, why you want it. Otherwise, when distractions hit, and trust me, you'll fall off track every time. Here's the truth. Your mind is like a GPS. If you don't plug in the destination, it has nowhere to take you. It'll just drive you around in circles, burning gas, wasting time. But the moment you type in where you're going, boom, the route appears. Same with your life. When you get serious about your vision, the steps start showing up. Not all at once, not perfectly, but piece by piece. People say they want to be rich, okay, but what does that look like? What kind of rich? Financial freedom, owning real estate, building generational wealth. Retiring your parents, starting a movement, you gotta get specific. Vague goals create vague results. But when you say, in 2 years, I want to own 3 rental properties, make 6 figures online and be debt-free, now that gives your brain something to chase. That gives your habits something to align with. Write it down. Don't just keep it in your head where it can float away. Put it on paper. Put it on your mirror. Put it in your phone. Make it your screensaver. Let your vision become so clear that there's no way you can ignore it. Because when life starts getting hard, when the money's tight, when the support disappears, when your energy is low, your vision will be the fuel that keeps you moving. And let's talk about alignment, because this part is big. Once your vision is clear, your actions got to line up with it. You can't say you want $1 million business, but you sleep until noon and binge, watching Netflix every night. No, your behavior has to match your ambition. Every decision should go through this filter. Does this get me closer to the vision or farther from it? If it's not in alignment, let it go, period. Now, don't get it twisted. The vision doesn't mean the path will be perfect. You might change course. You might evolve. That's okay. Vision gives you direction, not rigidity. It's not about being locked into one exact picture. It's about having something powerful enough to guide your steps and pull you through the storms. Vision also keeps you grounded when comparison creeps in. In 2025, everybody's online flex. You see people tacking trips, buying cars, talking success, but you don't know what's real and what's rented. If you don't have your own vision, you'll start chasing theirs. That's dangerous. You'll waste time and energy trying to live someone else's dream. Stay in your lane. Keep your eyes on your paper. Let their wins inspire you, not distract you. And finally, share your vision with the right people. Not everybody, just the right ones. People who will hold you accountable, lift you up, and remind you who you said you were gonna become on the days you forget. So if you really want to think and grow rich in 2025, start by getting your vision straight. Define it, refine it, speak it, see it, and most of all, live like it's already real. Because once your mind can see it, your life can start moving toward it. That's the power of vision. Let's get one thing straight. You will never grow rich just by thinking about it. You can visualize all day, journal your goals, meditate on your dreams, and speak affirmations into the mirror. But if you don't move, if you don't act, if you don't get up and do the work, you're just living in fantasy land. A dream without action is just a wish, and wishes don't pay the bills. See, we live in a world now where everybody wants instant success. It's 2025 folks want to go viral, blow up overnight, get rich with no effort. But let me tell you something. Real wealth, real growth, and real transformation don't come to the lazy. They come to the committed, to the doers, to the people who are willing to put in work when it's boring, when it's lonely, and when nobody's clapping for them yet. Taking action means doing the hard things even when you don't feel ready. You think successful people wait until they're motivated every day. Nah, they show up whether they feel like it or not. Discipline beats motivation every single time. You can't sit around waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect amount of confidence. You just got to start where you are with what you have and trust that the rest will come. Action creates momentum. You take one small step today, write the business idea down, start the YouTube channel, send the email, post the content, apply for the opportunity, and suddenly your brain starts to shift. You start believing in yourself more because you're seeing yourself do something. Action breeds belief, and belief fuels more action. That's how you build momentum. And here's something else you need to know. You don't have to get it perfect. You just have to get it going. Too many people are stuck in planning mode. They're reading books, watching videos, learning, researching, and that's great, but don't let preparation become procrastination. The truth is, you're going to mess up. You're going to get some things wrong. But failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of the process. Every time you take action and fall, you're learning, you're growing, you're getting stronger. The people you admire, the ones who are killing it right now, they didn't get there because they were the smartest or the most talented. They got there because they took action when others hesitated. They weren't afraid to look foolish. They didn't wait for approval. They showed up consistently even when nobody was watching, and life eventually rewarded them for it. So ask yourself, what are you avoiding? What action have you been putting off because you're scared it won't be perfect? What's that thing you know you should be doing, but you keep waiting for the right time? That thing that's your breakthrough. That's the door you need to walk through. But doors don't open if you're standing still. In 2025, with all the tools, technology, and opportunity at our fingertips, there is absolutely no excuse for not taking action. You can start a business from your phone. You can learn any skill online for free. You can network across the world without leaving your house. But all of that only matters if you actually use it. Don't be the person 5 years from now saying, "I wish I had started back in 2025." Be the person who says, "I started scared, I started small, but I started and look where I am now." Action is what separates dreamers from doers, so stop waiting, stop wishing, start working. Because every step you take is one step closer to the rich life you're building, and it all starts with movement. There's gonna come a point in your journey when everything in your life looks the exact opposite of what you've been praying for. You'll be grinding, showing up, staying disciplined, doing the work, and still nothing will seem to be happening. No results, no recognition, no breakthrough, and that, right there, is where most people quit. But the ones who make it, the ones who grow rich, not just in money, but in strength, wisdom, and purpose, they keep going, because they have faith. Now let's be clear, faith is not about religion in this context. Faith is about believing in what you can't yet see. It's having the courage to keep moving forward even when the finish line is nowhere in sight. Faith is the fuel that keeps you in the game when your emotions want to check out. See, having faith doesn't mean you won't feel fear. It doesn't mean you'll always be confident. It means you trust something deeper than your feelings. It means you're rooted in the belief that what you're building has value, that your hard work has purpose, and that your breakthrough is coming even if it's delayed. Let me tell you something. Delay is not denial. Just because it's taking longer than you thought doesn't mean it's not going to happen. You don't plant a seed and expect a tree the next morning. You water it, you nurture it, you trust the process. Same thing with your goals. Faith allows you to stay patient without losing passion. You need faith because the road to success is full of invisible battles. People only see the wins, but behind every win is 1,000 moments where the person could have given up but didn't. That's what faith does. It keeps you showing up to the gym when the results aren't showing yet. It keeps you working on that business when nobody's buying. It keeps you speaking life over yourself when your environment is trying to bury you. And listen, faith doesn't mean you won't have doubts. We're human. You're gonna have days where you question everything. You'll ask yourself, is this even worth it? Am I wasting my time? What if it never works out? That's normal. What's not normal, what separates the winners from the rest, is the choice to keep going despite those questions. Faith says, even if I don't see it yet, I'm still gonna act like it's already mine. One of the hardest things in this life is holding on to faith when things get dark. But let me remind you, the darker the night, the closer the dawn. Your current situation is not your final destination. Just because you're struggling now doesn't mean you're not on the right path. Sometimes the struggle is the very thing that's shaping you into the person who can handle what you're asking for. In 2025, with all the distractions, quick wins, and microwave mindsets out here, faith is your anchor. It's the thing that keeps you from quitting when everything around you is saying it's not working. It's what gives you the strength to try again, to get back up, to push forward when it would be easier to settle. So let this sink in. Faith is the ultimate success tool. It doesn't cost money. You don't need a fancy degree. It doesn't come from outside validation. It's built from within, and once you've got it, truly got it, nothing and no one can take it from you. Keep building, keep believing, and keep the faith. Because the thing you're chasing, it's already got your name on it. But it's waiting for you to prove that you trust the process enough to keep showing up. Faith doesn't need proof. It just needs persistence. There's a point on every journey to success where things feel heavy, real heavy. You're putting in the work, you're staying consistent, you're doing everything right. But nothing seems to be moving. That's when most people get discouraged. That's when doubt starts creeping in and fear starts talking louder than your dreams. But this is exactly where you have to dig deep and stay consistent with faith. See, consistency is powerful, but when you combine it with faith, that's where the real magic happens. Faith is not just believing in something higher, it's believing in your future, even when your present looks nothing like it. Faith is what keeps you walking when the road is foggy. It's what keeps you speaking life over your goals when all you see is silence and setbacks. In 2025, we're living in a time of instant gratification. You post a video, and if it doesn't blow up in a day, you feel like giving up. You start a business, and if it's not profitable in 3 months, you start wondering if you made a mistake. But that's not how growth works. That's not how wealth is built. That's not how legacies are created. Everything meaningful, everything lasting is born in the dark, watered by faith, and grown through consistent action. Let's break this down. Consistency means doing the thing over and over, especially when it gets boring or hard. It means waking up at 5 a.m. to work on your goals when your friends are still asleep. It means posting content when nobody is watching. It means working on your craft even when you feel overlooked, because what you're doing is planting seeds, And seeds don't sprout overnight. But if you stop watering them just because you don't see growth, they die. That's where faith comes in. Faith says, I may not see it yet, but I know it's coming. Faith gives you the strength to be consistent when motivation fades, because motivation is a mood, it comes and goes. But faith is a mindset. It holds you steady. It reminds you why you started, even when your feelings try to make you forget. There will be days when it feels like nobody believes in you. There will be times when people question your choices, your timing, even your sanity. But you gotta have the kind of faith that doesn't need external confirmation. The kind of faith that says, I believe in this because I see it. I believe in me because I know what I'm capable of. And here's the truth, faith is tested in the waiting season. That's where most people fall off. But what if the thing you're waiting on is just on the other side of your next consistent action? What if your breakthrough is right after the point where you usually quit? You'll never know unless you keep going. That's why you stay consistent. That's why you hold the vision and trust the process, even when it's hard. Staying consistent with faith means you show up when you're tired. You show up when you're discouraged. You show up when you've failed. Because you understand this. The process is producing something in you, even when it's not producing visible results around you. Success doesn't always shout sometimes, it whispers. And you need faith to keep listening. So if you're on your grind right now, feeling frustrated because the results haven't shown up yet, I need you to hear this. Don't stop. Don't let temporary silence convince you that you're not making progress. Don't let the waiting period trick you into quitting. Keep doing your part. Keep showing up. Keep believing. Because if you can stay consistent when it's quiet, if you can stay consistent when it's lonely, if you can stay consistent with faith when it's hard, then when the breakthrough comes, and it will come, you'll know it didn't happen by accident. It happened because you trusted, you worked, and you never gave up. That's how you grow rich. That's how you win. Let me tell you something real. Your environment will make you or break you. The people you hang around, the voices you listen to, the energy you allow around you, all of that either feeds your dream or drains it. In 2025, with the world moving faster than ever, protecting your circle is no longer optional. It's mandatory if you want to grow rich, not just financially, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and professionally. You can have all the vision in the world, all the talent, all the drive, but if you're surrounded by people who think small, talk fear, and settle for less, that energy is going to rub off on you. That's just facts. Energy is contagious. If your crew isn't speaking life into you, they're speaking something else, and that something is probably planting doubt. Your circle should be a reflection of where you're going, not just where you've been. And that's tough, because sometimes the people who have known you the longest are the ones least qualified to walk with you into your next season. Not because they're bad people, but because they're not growing, they're not stretching, and they don't see the version of you that's evolving. Growth can be lonely, especially at first. When you start leveling up, people will call you different, too ambitious, or say you've changed. That's okay, you're supposed to change. Elevation requires separation. You can't take everybody with you. Some people were only meant for a chapter, not the whole book. And you've got to get bold about letting go of what's holding you back. Let's talk about standards. You need to raise the standard of the people you allow in your life. Are they dreamers? Are they doers? Are they positive, purpose, driven and passionate? Or are they gossiping, complaining, and playing small? You become like the people you spend the most time with. So if you're the smartest, most motivated, most focused person in your circle, you're in the wrong circle. Now, protecting your circle doesn't mean you cut everyone off and isolate yourself. It means you guard your energy. You become intentional about who gets access to your time, your thoughts, and your spirit. Because not everyone deserves a front row seat to your life. Some people need to be moved to the balcony not out of hate, but out of wisdom. And here's the beautiful part. When you start operating on a higher level, you start attracting a different kind of tribe. People who challenge you, people who don't let you make excuses, people who clap for your wins without getting jealous, people who see your potential and push you toward it, not away from it. That's the kind of circle that helps you grow rich because they're not just invested in what you do, they're invested in who you're becoming. You need people who can speak into your blind spots. You need mentors, accountability partners, and friends who can remind you of your goals when your motivation fades. You need voices that don't just hype you up, but hold you down in the best way. People who will pray for you, challenge you, check you, and celebrate you. That's a rich environment, and let's not forget about digital energy. In 2025, your circle isn't just physical, it's also virtual. What are you watching? Who are you following? What kind of content are you consuming? If your feed is full of negativity, gossip, fear, mongering, and toxic comparison, don't be surprised when your mindset reflects the same energy. Clean up your digital circle, too. At the end of the day, your environment either waters your potential or withers it. Choose wisely, because when you get your circle right, everything else starts to align. You move different, you think different, you attract better, and you begin to rise not because you're forcing it, but because you're finally planted in the right soil. So if you want to grow rich in 2025, check your circle. Then upgrade it. Because who you surround yourself with will either unlock your future or keep you stuck in your past. There comes a point on the journey to success where you realize that wealth isn't just about money. It's about becoming the kind of person who can handle it, sustain it, and multiply it. In 2025, with opportunity everywhere, the real question isn't how do I get rich? It's who do I have to become to stay rich? And that's where growth comes in. Because if your mindset doesn't match your goals, your success won't last. Simple as that. A lot of people want the reward, but don't want the refinement. They want the millions, but not the maturity. They want the lifestyle, but not the leadership that comes with it. But real success demands that you constantly grow, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even socially. Your current level of thinking won't carry you to the next level of living. You have to stretch. Growth means being uncomfortable. It means being willing to admit you don't know it all. It means being okay with failure because you understand that failure is simply feedback. It's part of the classroom of life. If you're not failing at anything, you're probably not doing anything new. And if you're not doing anything new, you're not growing. You've got to become obsessed with learning, not just formal education. I'm talking about self-education. Read the books, take the course, watch the podcast, get around people smarter than you, listen more than you talk. Be a sponge, because every bit of knowledge you absorb becomes another tool you can use to build the life you want. And growth isn't always sexy. Sometimes it means facing the parts of you that are holding you back. Your procrastination, your pride, your bad habits, your limiting beliefs. That's where the real work is. You can't build a strong life on a shaky foundation. If your insecurities, fears, and unresolved issues are running the show, your success will always have a ceiling. Growth knocks that ceiling down. There's also emotional growth. In 2025, emotional intelligence is a superpower. Can you manage your emotions under pressure? Can you handle rejection without falling apart? Can you take criticism without getting defensive? The richer you grow in character, the easier it becomes to navigate the challenges of success. Because believe me, success isn't all applause. It comes with pressure, responsibility, and sometimes even loneliness. You have to be built for it, and let's talk about spiritual growth. You don't have to be religious to understand that there's something powerful about being grounded in a purpose bigger than yourself. When you know who you are and why you're here, it becomes easier to stay focused, even when life throws you curveballs. Spiritual growth gives you peace when the money's not flowing and humility when it is. It keeps you centered. One of the biggest traps people fall into is thinking they can achieve something great while staying the same. That's not how this works. Your dream life requires a new version of you. Every level of success demands a different you. So if you've been praying, wishing, and working for something big, ask yourself, am I becoming the kind of person who can handle that blessing? Growth is about shedding old mindsets. It's about letting go of excuses. It's about breaking out of the box that your past or your surroundings tried to keep you in. It's about deciding every single day that you will not settle for average, not in how you think, not in how you live, and not in how you lead. In 2025, access to knowledge is no longer a barrier. It's everywhere. The real barrier is discipline. The real challenge is being consistent when no one's watching. The real win is showing up for your growth even when it's hard, boring, or slow. Because that version of you, the one who keeps growing, is the one who will not only reach success but sustain it. So don't just chase the money, chase the growth, chase becoming the best version of you. Because once you do that, the money, the opportunities, the influence, they won't be able to help but find you. So go on out there, think big, speak life, move with faith, and grow rich in every sense of the word. Because in 2025, you ain't waiting on your blessings are waiting on you. Thank y'all and God bless.